Hello and welcome to the Front Office Podcast. I am your host, Marcus Cameron, as always, our show is sponsored by Tees and Trees Clothing. Tees and Trees is where we stand on business. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time you're checking into the Front Office Podcast. We appreciate you. Make sure you hit the click, like, subscribe, and share button for us, please. It is Monday, February 10th, and we have had a Super Bowl, if you want to really call it that. Today, I'm just going to go do a quick overview of the Super Bowl, my thoughts, the halftime show, and I'll let you get out of here. I know I haven't checked into any of the major networks like the ESPNs and the Fox and everybody's talk shows. I actually got up a little late this morning, so I really haven't had time to kind of digest anything anybody else has said besides social media. Overall thoughts on the game, man. It was a blowout, of course. Not very competitive at all. I don't think the Eagles are that much better than the Chiefs, but you got to give credit where credit is due. I thought the difference in the game was defensively. I thought the Eagles' front four or front seven allowed them to get pressure on Mahomes, make him uncomfortable, throwing him off his timing, which, in return makes your receivers not be as effective. Worthy had a great game, but nobody else did. DeAndre Hopkins, his first time in the Super Bowl, wasn't really targeted a lot. Schuster had, I think, 2 catches early. Kelsey was a shell of himself. I don't know what was going on with that. He just didn't look – I don't know. He just didn't look right for some reason. I don't know what that was about, but, on the other side of the ball – and the running game. The running game was – missing. Pacheco, who I like as a running back, Kareem Hunt, neither one of them were effective. And Pat Mahomes, to be in the Super Bowl 5 times, this being his 5th, he just didn't play well. I thought he played hard. I thought he was competitive, but they just didn't have it. And you have to credit the Eagles defense. I mean, from top to bottom, from secondary. I thought the turning point of the game was the pick 6 by Cooper DeJean. It was a great play. Pat was trying to make a play. Their drives had stalled a couple times, and I think they were down 10-0, and that was just a huge play. That was a huge play. I thought it was the backbreaker, honestly. Once I saw that, I was like, they got a shot. They can definitely come back, but the chances and the percentages of you coming back from that in that type of a game, it just goes down. 17-0, and I think it ended up being 24-0 before the half or 20-0, something like that. It just wasn't good. It wasn't good, but I do want to speak on Jalen Hurts, man. Jalen Hurts has taken a lot of criticism. I haven't considered him, one of the best in the league. He definitely makes my top 10 as far as quarterbacks are concerned, but I would take Lamar before him. I would take Josh Allen before him. Hell, if you'd have asked me before that Eagles game against them, I probably would have took Jaden Daniels before Jalen Hurts, man, and I thought he proved everybody wrong. And when somebody does that, they deserve the flowers. You should credit them for coming out and performing at a level that only them and the people who support them thought they could do. And that says a lot to his character. That says a lot to him being a leader on that team. That says a lot to him being an elite quarterback in this league. I mean, definitely in my top 5 now. He has a Super Bowl ring before Josh Allen, before Lamar Jackson. Doesn't have the MVPs, but he's got a Super Bowl MVP, and that's the most important one. You got to credit him. Put it this way. He has just as many Super Bowl wins as Aaron Rodgers, and he's been there one more time. I just let you think on that. And Aaron Rodgers, in most people's eyes, is definitely top 5 all time. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about top 5 right now. Yeah, I would put Jalen Hurts in my top 5 of current quarterbacks. And shout out to him. That defense was amazing. 6 sacks, 11 hits on the quarterback. God knows how many times they rushed him out the pocket. That D-line was just nasty. They were getting after it. It reminded me of the D-line when the Giants played the Patriots that year. And Tom Brady was having such a phenomenal season, him and Randy Moss, and that offense was clicking. And they came in there like some gangbusters and just tore that shit up. And that's exactly what it looked like to me. I'm not comparing each player and saying this player's this good and all that. I'm just saying what it felt like watching the game. Watching that type of defensive dominance. The Chiefs did a great job defensively stopping Saquon. The problem is you made a choice. You said, okay, we're going to stop Saquon. Jalen Hurts beat me. And he beat y'all. Pretty good, too. 40 points. pretty good. 17 for 21, 220 some yards passing, two passing touchdowns, one running touchdown. He ran for 72 yards. Clearly was the MVP. Shout out to Jalen Hurts, man. Amazing performance. Congratulations, brother. Enjoy it. Philadelphia Eagles are your Super Bowl champions for 2025, and we got to put some respect on that, man. We got to put a lot of respect on that for the Eagles. Congratulations to their fans. I know some fans. Some of them are annoying. Some of them pretty cool. Either way, it doesn't matter what I feel about you personally. You're on top. You're the best right now. Nobody can talk no shit to y'all. And that's the thing that matters the most, man. But I do want to touch on this halftime show real quick. Kendrick Lamar was the halftime performer. It was a lot of controversy going into the particular performance because of the beef he had with Drake. Also, with the Super Bowl being in New Orleans, a lot of people felt like Lil Wayne should have been performing, or some type of Cash Money, No Limit collaboration, being that it was in New Orleans. That's neither here nor there. I personally would have loved to see Wayne, but I was not disappointed whatsoever at the show. It was clever. It was symbolism involved. The hits were right on time. It was confident. It was cocky. I've never really seen a rapper go out there and dance with his dancers like, on some choreography type shit. I mean, we've seen Hammer. From my generation, you younger people don't know who MC Hammer is, but I know who Hammer is. I saw the amazing show that Hammer put on, but just live performances from a guy who's kind of street, West Coast guy, I've never really seen that, and it was refreshing. It was so much symbolism in it. Samuel Jackson as Uncle Sam. It was an amazing show. He did not disappoint, in my opinion. Now, if you feel differently, I don't think that's a problem, man. I don't think that you're a Drake fan if you didn't rock with the show, honestly. If you didn't like the show, you just didn't like the show. It was some people who didn't like Rihanna getting up there pregnant. You know what I mean? I liked the Rihanna show. I thought it was good. But it doesn't mean that you're a Drake fan or you're hating on Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar fans need to understand also, some people have different opinions. I'm not a huge Kendrick Lamar fan. My wife is a huge Kendrick Lamar fan. She loves Kendrick Lamar. And I understand why. Like, I like a lot of his music. I do think he is an amazing artist. I thought he had the catalog to perform. I'm not sure if Wayne would have did a better job performance-wise. Catalog, I think we all know that Wayne has the catalog to compete with that. But just on some performance shit, I'm not sure it would have came out that way or been better than what Kendrick Lamar showed us last night. It was an amazing performance. And, it's a lot of mixed reviews on social media. I'm going to say, again, just because you didn't like the show doesn't make you a hater or a Drake fan. I'm a Drake fan. I like Drake. You know what I mean? I like his music, I should say. Never met the man personally. I've definitely heard some nasty work about him. But musically, I like Drake. I think he's a talented artist. But I like Kendrick Lamar too. And I thoroughly enjoyed that show. I will pose this question to TikTok or Instagram, whatever social media feed you're on, man. What would be your dream performance, artist, dead or alive, at the Super Bowl? You can even include location if you want to include location, but I want to know. Run it up in the comments. Put it in the comments. Artist, location, dead or alive, what's your dream performance? I think that'd be a pretty good one. I think that's a pretty good question to pose to fans. But yeah, man, I mean, everybody's going to be different. I think when you go to a concert, everybody has a certain expectation, and everybody's expectation is not the same. When I was younger and the Hot Boys came here to Columbia, South Carolina, I was super happy to see 30 niggas on stage performing a song and only 4 of them actually rapping. You know what I mean? Like, I was super happy because they were performing the music that I wanted to hear. At this point in time in my life, I've seen a lot. I've been around a lot. I want to see a performance, and last night was a performance. That's why I liked it. The symbolism was crazy, and it really was a performance. Like, he was moving around that entire stage. The Diamond A chain is stupid for A minor. That was crazy. Kendrick is a fucking fool for that shit. But I do think he solidified, why he should have been there. He should be happy with the show. I was happy with the show. A lot of people were. Some people weren't, and that's okay. Again, music is music. It's an opinionated thing. Everybody's top 5 is going to be different. I got a homeboy, if they not from up north, they ain't real MCs to him. And that's fine too. You know what I mean? Music is supposed to move you spiritually, emotionally, and everybody doesn't relate to everybody. I'm from the South, so I'm always gonna ride with the South. But I listen to up North cats. Listen to West Coast, Midwest, wherever. It doesn't matter. Music is music for me. But I definitely I'm partial to the South because I'm from South Carolina. So I always feel like, we don't get our just due as far as music in the South. So I'm always super happy when we are on that particular type of stage. But, it was dope to have Kendrick out there, and it was an amazing performance, man. But I really don't have a whole lot on the Super Bowl. It was quite disappointing as far as the game is concerned. Where do the Chiefs go from here? I think they'll retool. I think this allows them to get some major upgrades. It'll be interesting to see if Travis Kelce actually retires or he continues to play. Last night and pretty much all season, he's kind of been dragging. Again, he just looks tired. I don't think it's a thing of he's not preparing himself or he's not being a professional and not really going into the game plan. I just think he's tired, bro. He's been doing it a long time. He plays a position at tight end. It looks good when he's catching touchdowns, but nobody's talking about when you having to block a 360-pound defensive lineman or some shit like that, or constantly getting hit by linebackers and things. It takes a wear and tear on your body, and sometimes it's time to hang it up. Football life, a shelf life for a football player is not as long as basketball. And the guys who do it play quarterback. Tom Brady played a long ass time. He played quarterback. His ass wasn't out there getting hit all the time. You know what I mean? It makes a difference as far as extending the longevity of your career. But the Eagles are in a great position. They clearly are the best team in that division, unless Dallas makes a move. Washington is close, but I don't think they're there just yet. And the Eagles, I haven't looked at their free agency. I'm pretty sure there are a few free agents that they have, but for the most part, I think that core is locked in. I think Jalen's under contract. I think Goddard's under contract. I think Saquon's there for the next 2 years. Saquon didn't play great, but you know what? He found a way. All year, I got to give Saquon some props too. He's just been about winning. And the New York Giants should feel like fucking idiots. Like, why does that guy still have his fucking job? Now, and we so mad about LeBron and his son playing in the NBA. I need New York Giant fans, y'all should have the same fucking energy for y'all GM because he has to know somebody. There's no way y'all hired this motherfucker and was like, oh, he's a great hire. Everybody knew it was fucking stupid in the summertime. The fact that he's actually won the Super Bowl with a team in your division should cement that for you. I don't want to push for anybody to get fired, but I'm just saying there's some better options out there if you're a New York Giants fan as far as your GM is concerned. But I'm going to get off my soapbox about that, man. I just had to record that real quick on my lunch. I actually recorded the episode last night. I didn't like it, so I came back making sure I'm giving y'all the quality, man. We will be dropping more episodes this week, or at least one more episode this week, and every week until the NBA playoffs, man. It's the Front Office Podcast. I'm your host, Marcus Cameron. Tees and Trees is the clothing line. Peace.